everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lenore Decal, and this is the Life with Lenore channel. It has been a hot minute since I have been able to show up on here, and now you'll find out why. So, story time. I was in Mexico on vacation for my birthday, and when I got there, I also got COVID. And normally this wouldn't be too big a deal. I've had the 3 vaccinations. I have a pretty healthy immune system, right? But so many things happened at once. I went and I got a massage for my birthday. I got a massage on the beach at this, cute little local massage place. It was outside, so you could hear the ocean while you were getting your massage. And they actually use something called tequila therapy, which is basically utilizing the leaves. Not exactly sure how it works, but they use like rosemary leaves, and then they use tequila, and then they use like a different kind of mix of herbs, right? And they use it kind of as a cream and wash it over your body as they're doing the massage. So before they put it on, they asked me if I have any allergies, and I'm like, no, it's fine, don't worry about it, I don't. But let me tell you, within 24 hours, I started seeing these really strange red marks and like weird shape patterns on my skin. So the first one showed up here. You can't even see it anymore, but it was like a line and then another line and then another line. Like, it was very strange. Totally not like any kind of pattern that dermatologists can automatically recognize. It wasn't like a Harold's patch with pityriasis rosea. It was just like a random pattern. And then I started seeing another one here and then another one here, and they slowly started to spread. And so now I was getting nervous, right? So I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me that it was actually an allergic reaction, that my body had some kind of allergic reaction to the chemicals that they use. It was like a chemical burn. So even though they didn't like specifically use actual chemicals, they used something that interacted with the sun in a way that caused a chemical burn. So I don't know everything they put into the mixture for the tequila therapy. I know that there was tequila, I know there were different herbs. There was something in there that irritated my skin. I think it was actually the leaves. When my skin still had that on, I was, in a bathing suit, it was on the beach, and I walked in the sun after the massage, like I didn't take a shower or anything, it was outside, and that combination of the sun on what they had put on my skin caused a chemical burn. And then when I asked him to explain the spreading, he said that it was because I would touch one place that was like open, like if I would itch it, because it was like blistering, and then I would touch another place on my body, and then it would spread there. And it's amazing, you really can't see them anymore, but this had such a big impact on my mental health. I started seeing, these red spots all over my body. Some of them were showing up like browner, some of them were red, and I thought it was just gonna spread all over my body, and I was terrified. What made it worse was I went to the doctor, and this is the worst experience I've ever had in a doctor. Normally I try to speak kindly of everyone, in terms of like, well, in general, but also the professional experience I've had. Like, if I go to a nail salon, it's not the best, I'm like, okay, whatever, they had a bad day. But it's different when you're a doctor, right? Like, if someone is going to the doctor, they're already worried about their health, the last thing you want to do is stress them out more, right? I went in, and actually the doctor's assistant that I saw was great. He's like a kid, right? He was like, I don't know, 20 years old or something, but he was really compassionate and trying to like help me, give me advice on how to handle it. When the doctor came in, I thought she would be, even more professional because she was a doctor, but she came in, she took like 2 seconds look at my body and automatically diagnosed me. And she was wrong, by the way. She diagnosed me with pityriasis rosea, which it wasn't. It was what the Mexico doctor had said, in which it was just the allergy, and it was spreading because I had, touched different areas when I was scratching, etc., etc. She diagnosed me with pityriasis rosea. And the way she spoke to me, she's like, yeah, like, this is what it is. We don't know what causes it. There's nothing you can do about it. and it's gonna get way worse. It's gonna look really scary. It's gonna spread all over your body, and it's gonna last months. This is what she told me. And then she was like, yeah, nothing I can do, and like left. And I was like, you know, after that, I was like depressed. I was like freaking out. I was like, there's nothing I can do about it. This is terrible. It's just gonna spread. I'm not gonna have any control over it. It was very scary. And after she left, the doctor's assistant was still there, and he was, you know, really sympathetic. He was like, you know, like, don't worry, it's not gonna last that long. And he said we underestimate the body's ability to heal. Just like, you know, focus on being healthy, and that will also take care of it. So when I got home, thinking it was pityriasis rosea, I decided not to stop there. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do my own research, because this doctor obviously doesn't know what she's doing or doesn't care. So I went online. I went on YouTube, actually, which is why I'm making this video, because I want to help people the way that those people help me. And I watched a bunch of videos about pityriasis rosea and at-home cures, and I, you know, made this whole list of notes. This video is not about pityriasis rosea, because it turned out to be something else. But if that is what you're struggling with, definitely search on YouTube, because there's so many amazing people out there that made videos helping people get rid of it quickly. So they were saying things like, you know, different vitamins you could do. So vitamin D, L-lysine, going out in the sun, putting lotion on, etc., etc. I actually used those tactics, and I don't know if it helped this go away faster or not. I'll tell you what I did, and then I'll also tell you what the dermatologist said. So what I did to try to make these spots go away faster, and now, like I said, you can't even see them, right? You can't see anything there. Is I went for a walk every day, an hour a day in the sun. I drank a lot of water. I drank detox tea every day because it had milkweed in it. I took L-lysine and vitamin D. I tried to de-stress. I think this was like the biggest thing for me. I tried to de-stress as much as possible, because when you're like ill and your mental health is low, or when you're stressed, like that makes it so much worse. Like you can have, for example, a cold, and if you're stressed out, your cold is actually not going to get better as fast as if you're like taking care of your physical health and your mental health. Stress actually impacts your immune system. So I got rid of my stress. Like I did everything I could to be less stressed. I meditated, I did yoga, I ate super healthy. I had a green juice every single day for breakfast. I increased my water intake, and then I made sure to like eat less sugary foods, and like no processed foods. So it was a combination of physical health, so eating healthy, and mental health, taking care of myself and lowering my stress. And it was also prayer. I did pray, and that actually did help me a lot. I saw, you know, and obviously I'm not pushing on my ideals onto anyone. If you're not a prayer, if you're an atheist, whatever, that's totally cool, but it is what helped me. So I prayed, and I saw a difference right away. And also just like empowering myself with knowledge. I found out afterwards that it wasn't even pityriasis rosea, it was something else, that allergy that I told you about. But when I thought it was pityriasis rosea and I thought it was going to spread all over my body, empowering myself with knowledge on how to like stop it from spreading so much was probably the thing that helped me the most, because it made me feel less powerless. And you know, like that powerlessness feeling can add to your stress too. So reducing stress, better mental health, better physical health, taking it easy. Like I didn't overwork out or anything. I didn't want to, you know, like have my body like, what's the word? Like I didn't want to be doing too much, right, with my body. I didn't want to wear my body out. I wanted it to feel rested, relaxed, and nourished and nurtured. And all of those things helped me to get rid of the spots. They stopped spreading and they started fading, and now you can barely see them. And then I went to the dermatologist to check, just in case, and she told me that it's not pityriasis rosea, that it is the allergy, and that unlike what the doctor said, rather than months, it only lasts 3 to 4 weeks until it starts to stop spreading and starts to fade. So that's my story. I wanted to help anyone who might be dealing with this sort of contact dermatitis issue. it does go away. It doesn't last forever. You can stop the spread. Oh, before I forget, the biggest thing that I did actually was, even though I was in Florida and it was hot, I wore these long sleeves, like just like this. Like I wore random long sleeve shirts all day, every day, because when I found out that what is causing it to spread is by touching it and like itching somewhere else, I had to cover it, because otherwise it would just continue to spread. So that way, like if it itched, I would itch through my shirt and it wouldn't spread. You know, you're not supposed to itch it a lot, but like if you have to. And then also that helped my mental health a lot, which helped me reduce the stress, because when I wasn't seeing the spots, they weren't stressing me out. So wearing long sleeves or long pants that fits on your legs, that was a big one for me. But I hope this video helped you. I also wanted to let you guys know why I haven't been on here weekly. It was like this whole thing. It lasted a while. And actually, if you can tell, my background is different. I've also traveled quite a lot since that happened. So there was like this period of I wasn't feeling well, and then I ended up having to get my life together really quickly because now I'm in another country. So I visited a friend that I wanted to see before I came here, and I had to take care of some things back home. And so now I'm actually in Israel. So I'm across the world, literally. I'm in the Middle East now. And all of this happened over the past 2 months or so. So I haven't been on here, but I do look forward to coming back on here with more business tips for you guys. Self-care tips, entrepreneurship tips, money mindset tips, all of the above. And I really do hope that this helped whoever needed it. I know it can be really scary when you don't know what's happening on your body. Unfortunately, I don't have any pictures. I didn't take pictures because I was already stressed enough. But what I can tell you is that it was in random patterns, random shapes, in random places. So you would see like, something looking like this here, and then like a small dot here, and then a line here, and then another line here, and then a few dots here. Like there was no shape or pattern or any of that. So that's another way that they knew that it wasn't pityriasis rosea. And also, since I am like olive toned, I'm like a browner skin tone, my spots actually didn't show up red all the time. They started showing up like brown. So if you have more like melanin in your skin, like the spots can show up browner rather than redder, even if it's not an allergy, even for other issues. I was researching all kinds of like dermatitis. Spots can show up brown on your skin. So that can also be something that's confusing at first. There's not as much research about that out there, but like if you have spots that are brown, it's probably because you have more melanin in your skin. So it's okay. Like obviously I'm not a doctor, do more research on it, but I just want you to know, like I know like brown skin is not as represented in the research. So if you do have brown skin and you are dealing with a skin condition and it's not showing up like the pictures, that could be a reason why. Not saying it is, but it could be. So basically, I'm just here for anyone that's relating to this right now, who's struggling with this right now and needs to hear a story of someone who went through it and who is okay now, and might also be relating to kind of the way that it looks or how it's affecting them. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions, drop them down below. I'll do my best to answer them. And I look forward to seeing you on my next videos. Don't forget to subscribe for self-care tips, entrepreneurship, mindset, abundance, mental health, money making, all of the above and more. And I will see you guys on the next one.